Hey everyone, and welcome to the HypeCheckPod. Yes, it is Comedy Central here, and we've had a massive fucking glitch in the Matrix tonight. So we are here, and we're going to actually finally talk about three other of the Matrix sequels. So we're going to look at Reloaded, Revolution, and we'll talk about the Animatrix. And again, this is going to be an amalgamation of just the Matrix movies in general. If you caught our podcast last week, we really just deep dive into the first Matrix, which we all believe is a classic. If you'd seen on our letterbox, it is 5 out of 5 for all of us because it's just one of our favorite movies and sci-fi movies ever made. It's a great action flick. So again, if you want to know what we're talking about, then go back to last week's podcast and have a look at it. Andy, Rich, boys, we got there. We got there in the end. Everyone's representing New York Knicks. Game 1 tomorrow, Eastern Conference Finals. So, yeah, go the Knicks. Hope James Harden has a stinker. Hope he has a fucking failure and just goes, 17 turnovers and 2 points, no assists, just a shit game. And, Donovan, I don't really mean this, but if you rupture your Achilles or something,
don't jinx it.
It's just a normal game against the Knicks where someone gets injured and someone pops.
Bad karma.
Tatum came back, man. Let's be honest. Tatum shouldn't have come back this year, but he did, and he played good. So, hey, anyway, enough Knicks talk. That's going to be next week's podcast. Us and the Knicks see how we're doing a week into the Eastern Conference Finals. But again, boys, how are you going? It's been a long week of viewing, I think, for myself. So how you guys been going? Rich, what's been going on, man? How's your week been, man?
Good. Still trying to get over this cold. So if I start coughing my lungs out, you still know why. But other than that, a lot of movie watching, easy weekend, and I was watching a lot of NBA. Like I think a lot of us are doing.
Way too many games. But now there's not many at all now. There's only 2 happening, so we're good. Eddie, how you going, man? How's things?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Did a lot of movie watching during the week, so
I saw your guys' letterbox went nuts this weekend. I was just like,
yeah,
things just kept popping up, and then there was a couple of times where I looked at it and it was like 2 in one day. And I think that was you, Rich, and I was like, dude. Dude, I don't know where you find the time. I don't understand. Awesome. Oh, well, let's get into it. Let's. This one's going to be hard because obviously we're going to talk across everything. So we are just going to go spoiler heavy from the beginning. There's no thoughts around anything because the whole podcast tonight's going to be our thoughts around the Matrix sequels. And again, I want to start because I'm going to talk about a couple of things, and then obviously the conversation's going to go. And I'm going to start with the last bit. Animatrix, I watched it last night, and I struggled through the second half. Now I actually found it hard to watch, which is kind of weird because some of those stories just went on a tangent, and it was awesome. But I really enjoyed the first half of the Animatrix more than anything. And again, Rich and I have the physical still. So again, I've still got it on the original collection,
Blu-ray?
Ultimate Collection on the Blu-ray. So again, didn't get to do it on 4K, but I did watch it on the actual original Blu-ray that still has the US R rating on it and the warning. I was like, and the good old FBI warning. I was like, this threw me. So it was quite good. But again, Flight of Osiris, I enjoyed that, even though it's like some weird anime soft porn. Because that was.
How does that hold up? I didn't watch that one. How does that?
Oh man, you missed out, man. It's just for the first couple of minutes. They're just like those two needed to fuck before she went on her adventures. But yeah, it was so fun, and it was such a product of the time, right, Rich? Like watching the Flight of Osiris and looking at the anime, the way the story sort of converges and how things change, and it was very anime in regards to style. Is very sexualized in regards to an anime type from that, that late 90s, early 2000s period of time where that was just a norm, with probably more people being exposed to anime more than, previous years. Because again, for all of us, we've watched things like, Ninja Scrolls and, all those things in the past, Akira and things like that, but Ghost in the Shell. But this is when that point of anime really started to roll into the mainstream. and the Animatrix fully just went hard into it. So yeah, man, I did enjoy it, but again, the second Renaissance parts 1 and 2 is probably the main part we wanted to talk about, and that's why I thought we'd start there, even though it sounds strange going through the Animatrix, which was obviously after the movies, but the second Renaissance really gives you that.
It actually came out before the sequels. I remember seeing
Did it? I thought it was after.
Yeah,
I know.
I can't remember.
We went and saw it.
So I thought it was after. That's weird.
Yeah, I remember seeing it in the cinemas as well.
Yeah, no, it was before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, guess what makes more sense? Then it makes no sense if you watch half of that. Then don't know who the kid is, don't know the tale of the Osiris, even though it's the first piece of dialogue almost in Reloaded. But that second Renaissance, I like the fact that it was really about what happened. So we've gone from the Matrix, this all-time classic, and then we've gotten into the second Renaissance where it's gone and said, and here's what actually happened. And you were able to watch them, right, Gelfie?
Yeah.
To watch the 2 parts of that. Yeah. I love that, man. I found it very funny because, again, it straight away went religious again. Like there's all these little religious overtones in there because it was very, very much, even when they did it and, you know, man created, AI and looked at it and thought it was good. So it's all these biblical passages just converted from man and the machine being created. And when they go into the UN and they've got the apple, like the female robot, the male robot, and it's the Adam and Eve sort of thing. And here's the piece of temptation that led to humans, depending on your religious standpoint, obviously. But yeah, like I did enjoy that because I liked seeing the story of it, and I'd really forgotten how good that was in regards to setting the tone for the 2 sequels, which again, I'm going to say, I don't think we ever needed. Don't get me wrong. I did enjoy them, and we'll talk about obviously how we felt about them as we go through tonight. But was it needed? No. Did they want to make more money? Yeah. Did they? Very much so. So again, Warner Brothers made some cash from those 3, and then another one which we're going to talk about.
They had to make a sequel. Like even the
but it finished so well, and then like that's the thing. I do appreciate that they gave us the actual visuals to the story, and it makes more sense when you're watching, especially Revolution, more than anything else. I mean, Reloaded, yes, to a point, but Revolution's a lot more so in regards to that, the blackening of the sky, how they did it, how evil man turned. And again, I think it's a really, again, it goes back to that philosophical debate we were talking about last week, where it's probably one of the best animes and stories to probably show you just how, I'm going to use the word corrupt. I don't know if that's true, but how far humans go in regards to, being in control, and how they just can't deal with other things, and, that dominating things, taking over, the threat of the robot, having the thought, and, the trial and all those things. Yeah, I appreciate, because it shows you how vicious humans can be. And we see that in real life. Like, it's not something that's strange and, we're not really like that. You'd look at the political way the world is at the moment. Like, there's a lot of things that go for control for one reason or other, and just how vicious humans can be. Andy, what do you recommend? Because again, you got to watch it the other night as well. How did you feel about the second Renaissance and the Animatrix?
Look, it's I've always thought that was the most sorry, the cat's trying to come in. Give me one sec.
Get the cat, man. The cat's one of us. The cat's the fourth official member of the podcast.
Mascot.
Hello.
It really paints a picture of how the Matrix was created and how humanity really just loses control by being so arrogant and brutal. It's actually the whole story itself is really brutal. Like how it's depicted. Like there's just death everywhere, from the soldiers that are going to battle against the machines, the machines themselves being murdered, I guess, or being massacred at the same time. The fact that the machines basically create their own country and start producing other machines with AI and better AI. And, it just, and why do machines need humans, at that point? and it's only when the humans decide to blacken the sky to remove the power source for them that we just become a battery for them. And it's the way it's depicted is really visually amazing. I thought, like, I always thought that part of Animatrix was the best. The standalone, and I think from what I know or from what I've heard, like the original idea for the Matrix sequels was going to be a prequel, and they decided to do the Animatrix instead and depict how the prequel via the Second Renaissance piece. That's what I've heard. But the other stories, some of the standalone stories, like The Kid and the World Record, the one where the runner breaks through, it's fucking awesome.
Breaks through.
Yeah, he literally breaks through. It's so good with the agents behind him. There's one where it's set in Tokyo where the kids are playing with the anomaly in the Matrix. That's really cool as well. So there's really good ideas playing around with the concept of the Matrix itself and how it works, which in hindsight probably is does, I guess, make the Matrix sequels give it a bit more sense and a bit more sort of an idea of what the Matrix actually is and all that kind of thing. So yeah, that's my take. I think the Second Renaissance Part 1 and 2 are classic anime pieces, and I kind of wish that the Matrix sequels themselves went with that tone or that style. And to a degree, I think it does in a weird way in Revolutions, but that's what I think. Yeah.
Nice, man. Rich, what about you, man? Like, I know you're a fan of it as well, because I mean, the reason we probably watched it more for was that you said we should watch this, or at least watch the Second Renaissance and go through that. And I like Andy, I went and found it. Went, okay, I'm going to watch it all. I might as well. I'm going to put myself through it, which the second half just did my head. But I'll explain why in a sec. But I mean, how did you go with it, and especially the Second Renaissance, man?
Yeah, so I did the whole thing as well. So I've got the same edition you have and went through, I think, what is there? How much have I counted? I think there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 stories. And Kid Story is pretty good. I enjoy that one. And you know who the kid is, right?
Yeah.
From Reloaded. So that's
Can I stop you on that one? Can I ask you a question though? Did you like the animation in that? I like the story, but I didn't like the animation.
Yeah, it's a bit
I did
weird.
Yeah.
It's like a freehand kind of animation, right?
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, like the story was good. It's just the animation really caught me in that one. Sorry, man, I interrupt.
No, it's all right. It catches you like from surprise, especially going from Second Renaissance and Flight of Osiris, and you go to that, it's kind of but yeah, it's still fine. I enjoyed it even with that story. But the one I enjoyed is a detective story as well, the neo noir one.
Yeah,
with Trinity, that's pretty good. I enjoyed that one. Then we went back to I went back to Second Renaissance so your whole story about how AI was done, and the whole it has so much. I don't know. There's like, I think about it now and like, is that our future kind of sense? Is it life imitating?
No, I agree, man. And that's what I was gonna ask. And sorry, finish your thoughts, and then we'll have that discussion, because I think that's a really
the main thing is the main point I had to it is when we don't accept them, and in the whole United Nations, they go the first go and they not rejected, go away, and they just brutally keep going, and they have those protests, and then the second time they go there and destroy the place. So that's why I like, you see some stories out there and go, is it our future? Because right now we are in that middle of AI, which we use. Like, I can honestly say I use.
I'm using it right now to get some facts as we speak.
So what's your take on it, Dave?
I guess that's the thing I wanted to ask you guys. I mean, I think we've all mentioned how we've seen how brutal and how I think Andy nailed it with the arrogance of people, right? And how humans there's so many things in the Matrix around the philosophical thing of choice. And here you see that we constantly make bad choices as I don't know, as a species, because it's so, like, I watched it and I was like, that could be now, right? And well, I know the tag on it is 2003 as a release, right? So that's 23 years ago, and we're still looking at something like that and going, that could be today. There's nothing more sure than that. That's something that could be set today, and we'd sit there and go, oh, that's normal. Okay, we take the machines out of it, maybe sell it for a little bit. But I think when you both said, sorry, go, Andy.
I was sorry to interrupt, but like, I guess, like, what was AI at that point? It was there, but it was not, obviously not like it is now. But AI was a thing.
No.
Back then, like, to a degree, like, people did think about artificial intelligence in a different kind of way than we're actually realizing it now.
Yeah.
Which makes it interesting, because now we're utilizing AI.
We're deep in it. Yeah. We're current. Everyone uses it. I mean, it doesn't matter what you do. It's some form of AI.
Is the machines, like, we don't have robots
that we know of.
That we know of.
Japan's got some. Elon's got some. Japan's got some. But
well, they're coming. You don't know. They're coming. You don't know.
No, it's true, and I think that's the biggest thing about that story that really shines through to me is that when you watch the first one, or the other three, we'll keep Resurrections for another conversation, but when you look at them, you can see why they are so brutal, the machines, and how they take it as a form of control. Because, we look at the fields, we see them, and we see obviously more detail in the Animatrix as well. But you sit there and think about it for a little bit and you go, well, this is why. This is what happened, right? Like, you see the brutality of humans against them. And I love when you said it before, Andy, you see all the bodies, right? All the machines as they were just as humans are just destroying all the machines. That particular model and other models, and then it just becomes an all-out brawl against machines. And then at the second part of it, you see where they're just collecting all the human bones and everything, and the machines are doing the exact same thing because they've learned more, but they're still their creators, their masters, the intelligence that they're basing everything off is still humans, right? So they've got to ascertain some sort of peace or mental state where they can be better than, and it makes so much sense for the movie, and then you get everything else in the Matrix. So it's such a good point, and the story is so well done, and I think they had to make it brutal. Like, they had to make it show in that fact. And even the beginning, Rich, you would have seen it too. It has a warning about, this is from an R-rated movie. This is not for children. This is, yes, it's animated, but it is not for kids, because it's so full on.
There's a scene where the machines, I think towards the end of the second part, the machines have obviously they've won, and they're experimenting on humans and tapping into their brains and trying to and they get different emotions just to see how much power they can get from whatever emotion that they're experiencing. And they've got, like, thousands wrapped in this sort of other machine that's doing all these experiments. It's fucking crazy. It's pretty wild to think about. That's the beginning of the Matrix. That's our brain is what's going to power them.
And like you said, there's all those tests where you see them and you see the initial starting of the farms where humans are grown. And you see them sort of going, and like you said, they're testing us out. Like, how much? And then they figure out. And again, this is a theory. This is not the truth. This is my opinion around it. And again, it's based on other pieces of information. Is like they're doing all this testing to find out, going, okay, so this person exerts this much in their mind about, they're running athletics, they're chasing, it could be sexual, it could be anything where the body's just generating more heat. Obviously, it's creating more power. So again, they're sitting there and going, let's just give them a place to sit and be and do things without actually being physically conscious. And then let's just use it all. And it's such a good premise for a good set of movies. And again, I guess that'll be the conversations we get into the chat tonight. So,
and I guess in a practical sense, like when you use ChatGPT or any other AI platform, whatever, there's millions of people using it now, and they're all giving this thing information, and it's learning. It's learning how to how to respond based on the question, and there could be a question regarding any a number of things that evoke an emotion. So it's learning.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
And I just made it learn a heap of stuff a couple of minutes ago. It was all learning about the Matrix.
We're actually building the Matrix now.
Well, that's a question for the end. We're gonna save that for the very end because I think that's a place we get to. But anything else about Animatrix? Again, we'll try and keep it on track as much as possible because this is gonna turn into a conversation and a half. Is there anything else from the Animatrix that you wanted to talk about? Like, are there other stories, Rich, that you had in mind that you thought were as good? Again, I base most of my opinions around the first three. I like the story of the kid, and then they just start to go a little bit weird in regards to what they're doing.
What's the weird one?
Oh, the weird one at the end where when they're trying to turn one of the machines, where they're trying to turn him,
they're trying to turn
the robot, the racer or the chaser or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that one was some weird anime sex. That was just some weird stuff. And then she freaks out. She freaks out when the machine tries to touch her at the end, even though she was trying to touch a machine at the beginning before to try and help make the machine turn to help the humans. And it's like,
you can always, like, with her stories and that, it's like, why didn't they just choose this medium and go further with the stories, like as Star Wars is doing with Visions? I wonder if they could do that. They should be able to, but I don't know. It'd be interesting if they could, because they could expand the story so much
with the Matrix.
Yeah.
Well, I think on Netflix there is a show called Love, Death and Robots, which is obviously not Matrix related, but it's still like,
it's similar.
It's similar where they've got these different vignettes of animated sort of stories, which is really cool. Like, I don't know if you've seen it, but there's some amazing animation in those. But I think the well ran dry with the Matrix after the.
You reckon? Oh man, I
wanted to ask that question
so much.
So, have you guys seen around the rumors around Resurrections? Did anyone watch Resurrection this week? Andy, did you end up doing it? You started it, Richard.
I watched a little bit, but I started it, but I couldn't finish it.
No,
I got busy, so I couldn't finish it.
That's not what you meant, man. I know the truth. You didn't want to watch anymore because it just went even fucking more.
Doogie Howser's
they brought John Wick in. Yeah, there's Doogie Howser or Barney.
I was surprised. I forget that the cameo from Chad. I forgot about that. It just comes up as Trinity's husband, and I was like, "What the hell?"
The husband. Okay. You never see the third kid. Okay, well, I won't talk about it then. Let's save that for let's do Resurrections. Let's just bite the bullet and do it. Maybe that's one we do together. Maybe we do a watch along and we actually watch it together and just have a good laugh while we watch it. Because I've watched too many things this week. I've seen too many bits and pieces which have made my mind sort of want to look at it. And I wanted to ask you guys a question, but if we're going to bite the bullet and do it, so let's do Resurrection. So let's not talk about Resurrections. All right. Andy,
one question.
Rich.
One question. How'd the poll go?
You guys are now up. There's more. So again, last week we had a bit of introduction, and I was winning. So Reloaded was winning. That was doing very well compared to everything else. But now we got about 50 something votes, and you guys are about, I think it was 60% for you guys. So only just so. At 20, let's say 30 people out of the people that had actually submitted in the poll actually agree with you. So Reloaded's not far behind. So, hey, I'm not wrong. But let's talk about the greatest intro into a Matrix movie with Reloaded. No. I am joking. In regards to, I do love it, but it is very different. Now, Andy, like I was saying, I had a look at your letterbox and I was offended at your score for Reloaded. Is that from this? No, and this is where the conversation needs to go, right? Because it's interesting. It is an older movie. So we're talking about 25 years. We're also talking about a very modern day hindsight at looking at everything in that movie. the graphics, how it's made, the story, etc.
Yeah.
Man, did you give it? Was I mistaken, or did you give it 2.5? Did you give it 2.5?
2.5.
I think I gave it 2.
I swear it was 2.5. Okay, I'm going to go with 2.5. I'm just going to take the offense at 2.5. No, but that's the thing, man. I wanted to ask because why? Like, why? And was that rating from this week when you watched it?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. Why, man?
So,
honestly, it's okay. Be honest. Be honest.
I like when we first watched it. I wanted to love it so much, and there's a lot of good things to love about it, like the chase, the freeway chase.
The freeway chase is awesome.
Yeah, the Smith idea, some of the concepts, like how the philosophy behind it. But over the years, and especially after watching, I watched it previously, and I didn't hate it as much as. I shouldn't say hate. Sorry, it's a strong word.
2.5 is pretty much hate, man. And if you want to make it actually 2, it's kind of hate it.
I don't hate it. I just this time around, everything bothered me. A lot of things bothered me about it, like the way it was shot, the way it looks, the CGI with Neo and fighting all the Smiths. Everything just didn't click for me at all on this viewing. So much so, I actually thought Revolutions was a far better movie. But we'll get to that.
We'll save that one because that's a really good conversation to have later too. Yeah, man. We'll come back to that. Keep going, man.
It just felt really disjointed, and it just stops and starts, and it's just Keanu's going, why, like for half the fucking movie. It was just like the action scenes were great, but again, it didn't look as good as the original Matrix. Just didn't. I don't know what it was. It just looked.
At that time of period, I think they were trying to break CGI, so they were trying to push it.
It didn't pay off though, because like when Neo's fighting Smith, and for a point, it looks awesome. Like the clone Smiths actually look great, and then all of a sudden it becomes like a video game.
Bad PS2
I have a question with that then.
Yeah.
Why, if they could do a George Lucas and then go back and retinker with their sequels,
yes,
would you make it? Would you give it a higher score?
I think so. Yes. I think if it looked more natural and better. But again, like I think I mentioned it last week when we talked about the original Matrix. In this, everyone seems really self-aware that they're in a Matrix movie. So everyone in the Matrix that's plugged in and wearing crocodile skin fucking suits. Like it just looked like everyone is just really self-aware. I didn't like the Zion introduction.
Zion can.
It just felt really lame. I sorry, but to use that word, but like, and it takes me out of it when you're in a future setting, the sci-fi setting, and then Morpheus gets taken into the commander's office, and he's got like a desk made out of metal, and it's like it's almost like Spaceballs where he's just missing a tie. That's just me. I don't know. I just didn't click for me this time. There are good scenes, don't get me wrong. And I would have liked to have seen like more of the idea of ghosts and the sort of fantasy elements that they could have used. I don't think like the twins, for example, I think they could have been better utilized. I mean, I don't know. I don't know about them. At the time when I first watched it, I liked it, but looking back, I think it could have been better utilized. And then there was no mystery. It was more philosophical about what the fuck's going on with what the Matrix is, and the whole architect scene was.
Save that. I want to have a conversation about that one.
Yeah.
So save that one.
I get it, but yeah, it's that's just on this rewatch. That's how I felt. Yeah.
Okay. Rich, you're the opposite. So you're a 4 out of 5, and I'm the same too, because it's a guilty pleasure of mine, and I'm not going to talk about it first. I'm going to let you, Rich. Why did you give it for on this watch?
I think, like, I watched it back to back. So I watched the sequels back to back in one night, and I found that it flowed more as one movie than two movies.
Yeah. Okay.
Which it's supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
It was supposed to be that way. So the story for me starts with Trinity, and then that whole the visions in the future thing. So he was becoming So then it starts becoming like, I don't know. It always comes back to me with Star Wars, but it did. That Neo had the Force. You could see he has visions and all this kind of stuff. But it's in all other different types of media and books and films. So, but I enjoyed it. Other than the whole Zion bit, the Zion bit just kills me. I reckon that's the only reason that I don't give that movie any more than a 4. That whole Zion, then the whole speech, then the whole rave in the middle of freaking.
And then the
we're
orgy,
gonna die.
the rave to orgy. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna die. Let's dance and have a rave. I'm like, what?
I want to yell, "We are still here," but I'm not going to.
But yeah, remember. I know. What's his? Yeah, tonight. Let us make them remember.
It's such a. Well, that's the other thing. Morpheus just seems like.
That's what I wanted to go. Richard, do you have anything else?
No. Well, let's go into that bit because Zion.
No, because Morpheus was terrible.
It's a big part of it.
The way Lawrence Fishburne acts in this movie it's not horrendous, but wow, what a change from this cool ass Morpheus in 1 to he's a preacher. It sounds like a machine to me. Like everything's got this really elongated sentence, and everything's like he's like the way he's hamming it up, right?
Yeah,
it's almost like he's gone to this maximum level of ham. Because even in the making of bits and pieces, he's normal. He talks normal, and then every line in this movie is just him speaking just so differently. And the speech in Zion, I agree. Zion is probably my least favorite part of any of these movies because it's just like, I get what you're trying to do for a moment. So you're trying to, you've talked to Council Hammond and you've had those conversations, and he's gone, talk to the people. And he's like, tell them everything because they're gonna there's nothing to fear because Leon's going to change it and the war's going to be over. And again, that's Morpheus's beliefs, right? And then the speech starts and you're like, it's funny. And even the way he's standing on the rock and the Zion hear me and all that bit. And then, but there is my favorite part of that when he does this bit, just walks away and just gives the peace sign as he walks off. Like, that's some cool shit. I remember you used to dance. Some things never change and some things do. And it's like, what the fuck happened to Morpheus, man? And Zion killed me because it was just like, it could have been so much better. I don't understand why it turned into just some mad orgy. Like, I don't get that bit. Like, I don't understand. It's like, make some noise, cool, go for it. But it just turned into this, what are we watching? Went forever. Like, and then it ties into the part with Neo and Trinity, which is actually probably the most important part of the movie. Is that, their love and their being together is the point of everything of these two movies. Like everything about this, the Revolution and Reloaded, is him and her and their connection and why it's so important. So that I get, that I don't mind, but just, I don't know what's going on with Zion. There was a lot of nipples. There's nipples everywhere in Zion. Like, you watch it again. Just watch it. You have to watch it. And there's just nipples everywhere, men and female. Like, men, ladies, everyone's nipples. But there is a lot of nipples. If you Google, Zion's nipples, you'll see it. Everyone thinks the same thing.
Oh my God.
I'm not in a weird place. It is actually.
You went down the rabbit hole. Why is everyone
like that? Why is everyone? It was in a lot of reactions around it because I was trying to get different points of view around the conversation around it, because obviously it's the divisive movies. Like Reloaded and Revolution are divisive, and it is something where you look at the the masterpiece that we talked about last week, which is One. One's an incredible movie. It's just well done. The story's excellent. How everything works and ties in is great. And this is why I'm always at the point of they just didn't need to make the others. I appreciate the others, and we'll talk about Revolution a little bit later as well. But I appreciate them. Like, I mean, and for me, Reloaded, I'm like you, Andy. I think when we walked out of the movie and went, it could have been so much better, but it's still awesome because it just was the Matrix sequel. It had to be awesome.
Yeah.
And I think watching it now, I appreciate it more for those parts, like you said, the Burly Brawl, the highway scene, even the beginning with Morpheus, with Neo. Like, I love how they started the movie. Like, it's awesome, everyone's come together. It ties into the last five Osiris because they're the scans that you see, the Dropbox that she drops the parcel into the mailbox. You then go, this is what Niobe's talking about. These are the scans of the Osiris. This is what they've done from that Dropbox, from the tie into the Animatrix story. And you go, cool. And then you see when Neo notices something different, and he doesn't look like he thinks it's an agent. He sees something out of the ordinary as he looks up and then walks off to the upstairs. And that's just after Smith's given, done, again, one of the better scenes in the whole movie where Smith is standing, he's pulled up in the car. You don't see who it is. The light of the car is right behind him as they open the slot, and he goes, give this to Neo, let him know, or tell him that he set me free. That's a fucking awesome beginning. And even when Neo comes up and goes, who was that? Now that he can see everything in the Matrix, he doesn't understand what he just saw. He doesn't know it's Smith at that point in time. So he doesn't even have an understanding of what that was, because the next line is agents are coming. The agents are coming, and they're like, how do you, and then they knock through the door, and then upgrades, and then he's just flawless with his fighting, obviously, because he just understands the code and he's been doing it for so long now, freeing people all through the Matrix. But then it just goes on some weirdo trip. Again, we all know the beginning of this is awesome because it gives the vision, and the vision's incredible because that just sets the whole movie off. And again, I'm being more funny at that part because it sort of gives you the premise of the rest of the movie, that there's the conversation with the Oracle, and you can't see past the choices you don't know, and and you're there for the understanding. Again, do we skip forward or do we move? No, I'll give you guys a chance to. How did you find the beginning, and did it start off better than you remember? Did it start off good, or did it sort of, and if pro for you more, I'll start with you. Did it disappoint from the beginning, or did it just sort of drop as the movie progressed?
Again, so when I first watched it, I was intrigued. Like when I first watched Matrix Reloaded, I was intrigued. Like, what is this? This looks interesting. And then on rewatch, I was kind of like, it's pretty cool. But I was looking at it from a different point of view. It's just like it didn't look like a Matrix. It just didn't look like the original Matrix. So which is a weird thing to say because it is a Matrix movie, but like it just.
No, I agree with you.
The feel of it.
Even the feel, the tint. The original one had that greeny tone that was obvious on purpose because there was the green in the Matrix and the
back in Revolution. So that's what I noticed. In Revolution, it looked more like the original.
Yeah,
Matrix.
the original. Yeah.
I think it's also they try to do too many things at once, right?
Yes.
Again, we're talking about the special effects. They're trying to up the ante with that. They did all the Animatrix, and I also forgot to watch is the Enter the Matrix cutscenes. And they try to incorporate all these stories.
That's got so much story that was missed out.
Yeah. So there's so much story to delve into one movie.
Yeah.
And as a continuation of the first one, it overdoes it. I just find it. Even though I love the movie, I still love the movie. It feels like when we talk to you, Andy, about how we talk about comics and you don't understand certain parts of the MCU, for instance, because of this story, that story. I think that's what they try to do. They try to just expand on it, and it just went over people's heads, I reckon.
The law was
And
hard
that's
to understand. Yeah.
yeah.
But I wanted to know.
So when
I wanted to know who this fucking Keymaster guy was. I want to know who this.
yeah,
I think that's Isn't that Ghostbusters? The Keymaster.
yeah, Keymaster.
It is all over France.
I'm the gatekeeper.
But that,
the detonate looking guy. Like I don't know. Who the fuck was he? What was he? And then it was like, oh, these are programs. The Frenchman, and his wife. And I was like, who are these people? And these are programs. What does it mean? What the fuck does it mean that they're programmed? Why?
But how good of a if we went to go add more stories to this, but how good would it be if we went as a prequel? We delve into Seraph, into the Merovingian.
I was going to say all that kind of stuff. Seraph would be amazing in the Merovingian. I agree completely, man.
Yeah, it's like I understand you. I understand Andy's frustration because you kind of you get involved into this movie like so much, and you kind of think, oh wait, where did this Keymaker come from? Where did this Merovingian come from? Persephone.
Yeah.
You could even the twins, right? They're like was a rogue because they talk about werewolves and vampires and all that kind of stuff. And you could go back and just go back to it. Go get a Matrix, get someone to write it, and just go back to the beginning when it was first Matrix and see how they came from.
Look, it's not that I didn't understand. It's more like you said, they just introduced all this stuff, like different elements to the Matrix movie that they did stop to say what it is. Like, when the Oracle goes, werewolves and all that kind of stuff. Those are the programs. They give you a full explanation, that these are programs that he's dealing with. All these people that he's meeting, these key people, programs. It's not that I had a problem with them. It's just the story was just convoluted, and the way that it was, I found it convoluting. And
I don't even know if it's convoluted because we don't actually know what the point is, right? Convoluted means there'd be a point to it. This one had almost no point to it. It was more of just going, Neo needs to make a choice and talk to the architect. And Smith is taking over everyone. How does that work? And then, like you said, you got the Merovingian, you got all these bits. But go, Rich, go, man.
But I guess I don't know if I see this in the right or wrong way, but isn't that the whole point is that the programs are making the choices for him? That's the whole method.
I guess that's the interpretation, right? Like, it depends how you take it. So for me, when I look at this one, when she's talking now, again, a premise to my conversation. As always, gone down a rabbit hole of way too much fucking information about these movies. And it is from different people with not conflicting pieces of information, but just different takes on everything. So these theories are mine fused with other people's. So you guys mentioned the twins. So supposedly the twins come from a nightmare version of the Matrix. So where there's more werewolves and all this, where they were actually part of it.
So that's fucking cool.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Merovingian, there's a rumor that the Merovingian may have been the first actual one. So again, he's now gone on because he's gone through, made the choice, rebuilt Zion and gone, fuck, now what? And they've let him move on. So he's taken all these programs that are doing something different, trying to hide, not have no purpose, and moved away. And it's like, that's the thing. But
to make that,
but that's the thing. Like, that's 12 hours of listening to other people talk shit about these movies as we've gone and prepped it. And it's not confirmed by the Wachowskis. This is not, none of this is like you're correct. It's just a lot of theory around it. And I think that's where
fan theories, right?
Just on that, like, so that sounds cool as fuck, but it didn't do that. Instead, they just,
you never knew it.
Regular goons, with sunglasses and
they're not regular. They can morph.
Neo has that fight to the ground in that staircase. That was a cool fight, but the goons just look like regular goons. There was nothing about them that made them these programs that were exiled and all that kind of stuff.
And they don't explain the exile part. Like, they do to a point where they like the is it the train master? Is it the train master?
Yeah, the train master.
Is it the train master?
Yeah, and he could kick Neo's ass.
Yeah.
But also, there's this again
But
another
he was in
another
a-
theory of him.
yeah.
There's another theory. He's the original architect. He's in his
Hmm.
own created realm because he was the original architect of prior to the one we see. And this is it. This is theories, right? So none of this is factual. This is just people's interpretations or people going and deep diving into it and finding the facts that they want to find. And I think that's been the hardest thing about these two compared to the original. The original has a story that there is points. Yes, it's philosophical. Yes, you could take it from a religious standpoint, but it has a story that's you can understand. And people saying they're confused, and I don't get how they would be. Again, they pretty much lay out. Yes, the rest of it makes the original more confusing, but watching the original one, it's got a story, and I think that's where this one gets really, really caught up. Really good points around it too. That's why I think this one, like you said, I love it for what it is, but I don't take it as like a Matrix sequel. Like it's just another story, even though it is, because it's like the first one's so good. And you know, 2 just comes and it's got some cool shit happen all the way through it, but then you get to a point where you're just like, I don't get a lot of it. Not because it doesn't make sense, it's just that what have I missed? Like when you talked about Seraph as well, Rich, like, you know, how cool is that? Like a story on Seraph and his turn, because again, I believe he was an agent. So Seraph was originally an agent as well that made a choice in turn or something like that. I can't remember if it's
Yeah,
like it's he was either an agent that turned and then went and protected obviously the Oracle, or well, maybe he went to do like Smith did. He went to take her down, and she threw some philosophy on his ass and confused him with the, you know, her words. He went, you know, oh, you know, did you mean to knock over that vase? Or, you know, it's like, shit, you know, shit. Oh, set me free. And that's the thing. Like, there's so many stories that they could have done. Like, and even with Sarah's fight with Neo when they first meet, you know, go, you message from the Oracle, go, and then he goes, you know, I protect which matters most, and then he does the fight, and you know, you don't know someone until you fight them. That's a cool shit fight. I love that fight because that's 2 people in the Matrix fighting. Like, it's not Neo against other people or agents. It's like they go round for round, and it's supposed to be Jet Li as well. Originally, it was going to be Jet Li. That would have been cool. That would have been awesome. That would have been so cool to see. But yeah, man.
Well, it's supposed to be female. Supposed to be female at first. Seraph was supposed to be Michelle Yeoh?
Michelle Yeoh.
I don't know.
Yeah.
That wasn't Aaliyah meant to be in this as well?
Aaliyah's was going to be Niobe.
Really?
She was supposed to be the Jada Pinkett Smith one, yeah, and she died just before that. And obviously, the actress that played the Oracle also passed away. So, yeah, that would have been totally different. You mentioned this before, Rich, and again, it's been so long since I played. And when you said Into the Matrix, we probably should have tried and find some of these cutscenes. That would have been even a good tie into it. Like, even those parts, because, like, you know, when Niobe catches Morpheus, there is a reason for her to be there, not that she just went, oh, you know, oh, he needs you, you know, Link's just didn't go,
that's from the game.
Morpheus needs you. Yeah, it's a cutscene from the game. She goes and sees the Oracle. So again, you have to see Enter the Matrix where she goes. So, you know, when she goes, you know, I believe in him and all that shit.
Yeah.
That's her choice that the Oracle had spoken to her about. So in the game, so the game is very much tied into it. And even you see more of Ghost, obviously. And sorry for everyone, last week we couldn't remember Ghost's character's name. It's Ghost. And there's even more to do with him in regards to because he actually is in love with Niobe as well. So, you know, you got to have a love story in the Matrix because and that's why he follows her through everything, because he, you know, there's not an infatuation, there's a love for her in whatever state. So yeah, it's quite funny. All right, a couple of facts for Reloaded, because we haven't talked about the architect. We'll do that after this. But okay, so budget around the movie, 150 million to make him, which again, fair crack. I did not realize this until looking at this figure. 741 million back then. But
It was the highest rated R movie.
that's ridiculous to think that it was the highest rated R-rated movie until Deadpool.
Deadpool, yeah.
20 something years. Oh, around about.
Everyone was waiting for it. Everyone couldn't wait to see.
And then probably everyone went and watched Revolution. All 12 of us went and watched Revolution. And that was it. Because that didn't do as well, obviously. But
we are going to talk about it, though, right?
we are again. We haven't even talked about the architect. We're coming back to the architect. We haven't even got to the architect.
Yeah.
So we haven't really talked about him.
I do give it this time though. This time when I watched it, the architect makes sense.
Yeah.
For some stupid reason, when I watched everything, so we watched Matrix last week, and then over the weekend I watched these two. I think watching them all together kind of made more sense, if that makes any sense. Especially with the architect after, like I remember watching it in the cinema and going, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And then walking out and go, "Do you understand one word that guy said?" And then I'm like, it took me a while to actually figure that out.
I agree with you, but Andy, go. You have thoughts. I can see by your face. I can see you have thoughts around the architect.
No, I don't really. Like Rich said, it made a lot more over the years. It's just made a lot more sense this time around. What you're saying about different versions of the Matrix and that Zion needs to be restarted. I think when I first watched it, I kind of comprehended what he was saying. The way he talks, though, it was confusing.
Yeah.
Vis-a-vis. Yeah, and I go, really? There's multiple matrices and there's different Zions. What does that mean? What does that mean? Like that's what I was trying to get at. And how is he different? And it obviously, well, no, I don't know if it's obvious or not, but the architect is God, right? He's God. He's
the theory
God.
of it, yeah. At least,
he's the father, right? He even says it.
Yeah.
He's the father of the Matrix.
Yeah.
So who was Technically was Oracle the mother? No, I can't remember that.
So the machine made the architect, right?
Yeah.
In the Matrix to create the Matrix itself.
Yeah. So he's the program to figure out how to control.
Yeah.
And again, we haven't really talked about that. It's the control of how do we control these humans, and the idea was the Matrix. And again, so depending if you take the Train Master as so if you take the Train Master as one of the actual originators of a landscape prison for humans to keep their consciousness. And again, don't know, but then the architect obviously talked about the paradise, and again it flows back into the Animatrix when the architect's talking about, the first one was obviously perfect and humans couldn't deal with it because they need chaos, conflict, and they need to have all these, the way their attitudes work, the pride, how they are in regards to, like we said last week, infect and dominate, like spread like a virus. Again, it makes more sense as you look at it, especially from the original, and then looking at the Animatrix and the story around it, is that humans are fucked. They need to live in chaos. Well, they need to live with at least the idea of choice, but they also need to live in something where they always need to believe and have faith. And that's the part that the machine doesn't understand. Sorry, Andy, you're going to ask a question, man.
Well, I guess so that leads to the actual idea and concept of the Matrix sequels itself. Like, you're revealing more about how the Matrix is created internally with these programs. And it takes away a bit of the mystery, and the reveal is confusing for a lot of people. So it was. So I'm just thinking in hindsight, like it is a fucking cool concept, but I don't know if it was executed as good as it could have been.
And I think the main point with the architect was, and this is probably the biggest flack that this movie gets besides, Burly Brawl looked amazing 20 years ago. It was incredible. Now, like you said, you look at these there's a little bit CG where it's like, and then you look at, and then when you understand some of it's also practical, there's people wearing Hugo Weaving masks and shit, and all kinds of people that are lookalikes as well as, But it's like that. The architect part was very much meant to be a computer program speaking. and trying to explain something to a lesser mind, because obviously the intelligence level of the architect it's a program seeking perfection, and it's why he speaks the way he does. And it's probably not until this watch that I sat there and went, it makes more sense now as an adult that works with computers. And you sit in that one and go, yeah, it makes sense. It's logic. He's just speaking logically as a higher intellect, like born from the AI, a program that's constantly learning and trying to meet perfection, which for humans is inattainable, because what defines perfection? This is why he cannot create the perfect matrix, because humans don't know what perfection is, because every single one is different. What they see and strive and seek, it can't fit into a square. It doesn't work that way. It's not a little compact thing that everyone goes, oh, that's perfection, because it's different for everyone, because everyone thinks differently. And I think that's probably more, and that's as an older person looking back at it, not as a 20-year-old when I would have seen the Matrix and gone, yeah, that made no sense. What's this crazy dude talking about? But I love they show everything around him as well. I love that all the monitors are very much
all the choices
reaction that could happen. Yeah, it's Neo's choices, thoughts, the reactions, everything there is, even on all those screens, it's the architect going, here's all the possibilities. And then, when he talks about, oh, you understood this more, or the problem is choice, or, yes, Mr. Gelfie. You on my right anyway. Yes, you on the right.
So is the one always the Neo character, or is it someone different every time?
He's the anomaly.
I think it's a different character. So I reached it's Neo. Yeah.
Okay, I'll just ask. Yeah.
Well, that's why if you buy into the Merovingian was once the one, it's like, that would be cool if it's always something different.
But
because then
sorry, Rich?
No, I won't say that again, Andy.
Why wouldn't it be something different?
I was thinking something different. I think Neo's
Well, it's always a Neo. It's always the one. It's always someone who is anomaly, who's the one to make that choice. Because the architect actually says that the 5 times that previous to him, this is the first time that he's understood quickly, right? So there's always been one person making a choice and resetting Zion. So it's always that one anomaly. That's how I took it. That's why it's always they're saying it's choice. But when you look for it, it's not his choice. They're just putting the choice in his head. He's already
made the choice. Now he wants to know why, Rich.
Yeah.
But it's always because there's always the one. He's the one that's gone.
Yeah. There's always a one. Yeah. There's always
a one.
Yeah, I think it's a different one. I think it's a different iteration.
It's not Neo.
So, it's not Neo, but Neo. There is a one, but this one just happens to be one in an anagram of
like it's as I say, it's a Messiah. It's a Messiah type. So there's always that one.
Okay.
But it's not. To be honest, we don't know if it's Neo or anybody else. But it would be cool if it was Neo.
I just thought of
that. I reckon it would be cool if it was Neo, because then you just recycle.
Well, that would be the ultimate loop, right?
Yeah, it'd be like a resetting the game. That's how it is, right? You're going
constantly,
as they say. What is it? Live, die, repeat. That kind of stuff. That kind of sense from. So there's a lot of ways you could interpret things, but I always found that the choice was already made from way before anything kind of happened. So one is always there. There's always a choice, and he's the first one to make a different choice. But it's always that whenever I hear that, I'm like, but the Oracle was just talking, planting, and I find that it wasn't his choice.
Yeah, and that's where we're going to go in Revolution. We're going to have that conversation, because we've talked about. See, I don't. After watching this, I don't think the architect is as silly as part as other people make it sound, because now as an older person as well, and with a different understanding of life, and I guess that's what makes it different, is that he's telling you everything that needs to be said. It's just in that a different way of speaking because he's a machine and he can't really verbalize it to that lesser mind, which is Neo's still a human, right? And it's just like, okay, all right. Anything else about Reloaded? Yes, I was just about to say let's have a short break, and we'll come back and we'll tackle up the side of Revolution. Is there anything anyone else wanted to mention? As Go goes, I gotta go. Anything else you guys want to talk about? Reloaded. Sit on the cat. Sit on him.
He's not moving.
Get off.
He's not moving.
It's just like I like it here. It's warm.
It's warm.
What are you doing?
Rich, anything else you wanted to say about Reloaded?
That highway scene is a kick-ass scene.
Yeah.
Okay. How should we talk about highway scene after the break?
Yes.
Okay.
After the break.
Let's take a break. All right, everyone.
We'll be right back.
See you soon. Hey, everyone. Just a little bit about us. We're the HypeCheckPod. We love to talk about TV shows, movies, physical media, video games, and all the things that we enjoy about them. If you're enjoying the content so far, then please like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. We're on things like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and obviously here on YouTube. Please leave a comment. Let us know how you feel about the episode, us, what we're talking about. But again, if you think we're going above and beyond, then we'd really appreciate your support. You can do that by buying us a coffee. How do you do that? There is a link down below in the description of all the places that you can find the HypeCheckPod. Please join us every week as we talk about the things that we love. And again, it is in our own opinion. So again, you can like it or you can disagree with it. But as long as you join us every week for the conversation, that's all that's important. Take it easy, everyone. And now back to the episode. Hey, everyone, we are back. We keep talking even when we go offline for a little bit. So let's take it back to the key maker, because the key maker is a really good point of it. So ask your question again, Andy, and say it as passionately as you did just then, man.
Oh man, I can't remember.
Okay. Andy's question was, what was the fucking point of the key maker? And we all get why, right? But I think it's another one of those things where it comes down to, this is what I forgot. This is what I forgot about when we went to break, is we haven't talked about the points of purpose and choice yet, which obviously is more so for Revolution, but it starts to be very poignant in this part, especially when Neo makes the choice around saving Trinity over saving Zion, which is the gotcha, the catch in this movie, which is different from everything else. Yeah, Rich, what are you going to say, man?
Was it technically saving Zion, though?
Well, no, and that's what I want to bring up, and I want to save it for Revolution because I think it's more fitting to have the conversation around a certain character in Revolution than it is in this one. So hold that thought, man. We'll come back to we'll loop back around to it because I think it makes more sense from a certain point of view, more to who I think a particular character and what they do in this one. And again, this is years later. I wouldn't have thought this when we originally saw it. Back to what you were saying before we went to break, Rich. Yes, the highway scene is freaking amazing. Like, no matter what happens, that again has some wonky CGI. Let's be honest. Some of it's a little like that car. That agent is like 12 feet tall and looks like a gorilla when he breaks the car. But it was still good, man. He's still good because they're bigger. And this is it's one thing I thought about again as we were talking then is, did you notice in the very beginning when Neo fights these agents that when he says upgrades, did you pay attention to how big they were on screen?
I didn't know.
They were bigger. They were bigger than
they were bigger than the original agents from the Matrix. The top of their hair is chopped off, so it's supposed to go. The Matrix gone and improved, upgraded the agents because something can fight them. They're actually bigger, and so for this time watching it, when he jumps on the car, and he is so gigantic compared to a person, I think it was actually on purpose. It's not just wonky CGI, which it probably was realistically, but it was more of that the agents now are supposed to be more imposing because there's something that can fight them, which is Neo. And it's like, oh, if you take it from that perspective and go, oh, okay, it makes sense why they're just bulkier, right? Like you look at Smith and you go, Hugo Weaving's not a big bloke. Like you're not looking at he's not like cut and massive, right? And then you see the new ones they're just more brooding, right? They're actually bigger and a lot more fiercer, maybe quicker in regards to how they fight. Because even Smith fighting, these ones fight more so. But again, Neo's got the sight now, so he can just put the hand up and do that part. But I think it was really good. Sorry, Rich, go back to what you were going to say about the highway scene, man. The highway chase.
The highway chase. One of the probably the best scene in the whole movie, in my opinion. Again, CGI's out probably dated, as we all agree on. But the way that it was shot, that freeway was built specifically.
Yeah, it was built in an airbase, right?
Yeah, something in San Francisco or Southern California. Yeah, Southern California or something like that. So that's why they go back and forth. But yeah, the camera angles and the way that it was shot is unbelievable. Like the top bit when they jump off the bridge to get on the motorbikes, and then when the motorbike scenes that you're following the camera through and underneath trucks to try to follow them and stuff like that. But that's all. It's crazy with the action sequences is unbelievable too, especially with Morpheus and the sword. That's
and
nuts.
shout out to Carrie Ann Moss, man. She learned to ride the bike too. Like she actually
that was awesome.
Not realistically in those scenes, but she was riding through and learning and with a stunt double. And I was like, it was quite funny watching the making of when they were talking about her. She started on a little peewee and then sort of gauged up to actually do a lot of the riding. So again, that's pretty cool. And again, that ties into Resurrection, but we're not going to talk about Resurrection until next time. Okay, my one gripe with this whole scene is Lawrence, I'm sorry, man. I have to say it. What the fuck happened to your body? I think the Matrix paid Lawrence Fishburne a lot, and he bulked up a little in the off season. And man, just the fight was awesome, but it was just so slow compared to the original. And I was like, it's an awesome fight. Don't get me wrong, but he just looks so like heavy. Sorry, Lawrence. I'm sorry, but it's a little distracting. But again, it's the first time that Morpheus really fights an agent properly, because the last time Smith nailed him. He got wasted in that first scene in the original Matrix where he dives through the wall and fights Smith, and Smith just manhandles him. And this one, again, even Morpheus is more confident and stronger in regards to how it's fighting. And again, the sword is amazing. I love when they put the sword, and for the Keymaker, Andy, I know you're not a fan of the Keymaker, but when he flips him off the Trinity's bike, that's just some cool Matrix shit.
That is cool.
That is. And I love that. And I love that they come back to the ripple effect, similar to the helicopter in one, right? When the trucks actually impact, and how they actually continue on, at least that part with the ripple about, when they hit. One thing that I didn't like, and again, I think this is another, sorry, I said one gripe, this is another gripe. I'm not a fan of, I'm not a fan of the Neo flying.
No.
It's cool, but it's like I don't know about Neo flying. And when he saves them and he does the spin, it was cool, but it was just like that's reminding me, man. Like that's the one part in that whole scene. And again, Neo's not in that scene. Like, again, take into a fact, he's stuck in a mountain at the Merovingian's palace, and he's stuck somewhere. And he has nothing to do. Yeah, he has nothing to do with the highway scene whatsoever. Until the very end.
Well, Priestley, but they couldn't, right? Because he's overpowered, right? So if he's in that highway scene, he would have just picked them up and ran off straight away. So you can't include him. So you got to have a side story for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Have a side quest.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's the thing. If you haven't, look at the end of the Matrix gameplay, the cutscenes, and just see a couple of things, because this part makes more sense. There's a reason Niobe's there. There's a reason she's following him. Yes, Link does say he needs your help, but if you look at the end of the Matrix cutscenes, you'll see the purpose of her being where she is. So again, nobody just didn't appear out of nowhere and just, call Link and go, where's Morpheus? There's more to it than that. So yeah, if you get a chance, look at the Enter the Matrix cutscenes, because they actually tie a lot of this movie together. And I think that was meant to be on purpose for people to go and look at the multimedia of the Matrix as well, which is something, again, people don't know that, right? I haven't played that game in a billion years. That was PlayStation 2. Like I that and the Path of Neo, great games. Do I remember them? Not at all.
It's very Disney-ish.
Xbox.
Yeah. That's the reason I bought an Xbox with Path of Neo. That's the only reason. That and the Star Wars games. I lie. Jedi Academy and the Obi-Wan Xbox game.
Obi-Wan,
yeah. Sorry, full sidetrack. Everything comes back to Star Wars. It doesn't matter what we try and do. Okay, is there anything else we've left out in regards to Reloaded?
Talked about.
I think I'm
Trinity's the savior.
Oh yeah, no, we haven't talked about Trinity's bloody death. Shit.
The vision.
What do you guys take?
Vision.
Well, the vision, and then leading to her I guess, resurrection as well. What do you guys take of the recycling of Trinity's life? Like, how do you guys feel about it? Because for me, it's good for the story moving forward. Do I like that it happens? No. Do I know that there's a purpose to it? Yes. And as a fan of the movies, I accept that it happens. But did you guys actually like that he brought it back and saved them?
Yeah, I think so. I think from a storytelling point of view, you want the hero to save the heroine, I guess. That's it, though. I don't know what the purpose. Yeah, I don't know. I could take it or leave it, to be honest.
Yeah.
Trinity was much better than Morpheus in this movie, so I didn't want her to die.
No. And we need it for Revolution.
Yeah. Actually, we haven't discussed the very end of Reloaded. I'll just jump ahead. Sorry.
Do it, man.
So he stops the machines in the real world.
Yeah, right at the end.
Right at the end.
Okay, this is so true. Okay.
So
we missed a bit. And we've also missed Bane. So we've also missed that Smith's actually gone into the real world.
But Bane
we can do all that in Revolution.
Yeah, Revolution.
Okay, so let's go back to That's a good point, Andy. Let's have a look at the thought around Neo having powers in the real world. Do you guys buy it? Do you reckon? Because I've heard some theories, and they're wacky as shit. They make sense. No one explains it. Like, even the theory I will tell you in a sec makes no sense.
But it doesn't make sense, and even when she explains it in Revolutions, right?
Yeah. How can it make?
It still doesn't make.
Okay, so one theory I have heard, maybe on the internet, is that in the real world there is a chip inside the one. So everyone inside all the farms is chipped. That allows them to connect to some sort of wireless signal to still be monitored and controlled by Deus Ex Machina, by the source. So supposedly Neo connects to the Wi-Fi and takes out the Sentinels in normal layman's terms.
It's all an elaborate ploy by the machines to keep.
It is, man. It's so much control. It's so well done, even in the real world. But again, do you guys buy it? That's the one part, again, I don't buy as much as that. I mean, and why not, man? We're talking about a movie where he's living in a dream world. They free him. He gets plugged and jacked into the Matrix, into a virtual simulation of life run by machines where we're batteries. So again, why couldn't he have powers out there? But again, Rich, does that fall back into your love of, he's got the Force? Like, it's just those little bits and pieces are like, Neo does have the Force.
He sees in, like, the Matrix, like in a yellow Matrix in the real world,
but only when he goes blind, though.
Yes, but
that we know of, that they show, because that's another question for Revolution that I want to ask you guys. I've got to remember it mental
doesn't.
notes.
I don't know. It just. I don't mind it. It just doesn't explain it. So
I like
Yes.
that it works and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Do I like the fact that it's something that happens in the movie? Not so much, but I get the plot point of it to make Revolution make sense, even more so as the story progresses. And again, you know, that's something we can talk about.
No,
So,
I'm thinking about it. That fan theory is not far off because he was created within the fields, right?
Yeah.
So he's created by
Yeah.
machines.
Yes.
there's nothing saying
So
that we're not all chipped in the Matrix.
Exactly.
He tapped into he's just got Wi-Fi connection. The source knows where he is. He knows where the source is now because he's the one.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But
microchipping.
yeah. It all also comes into with the Oracle, right? The Oracle tries to disrupt things, in other words.
Are we going to talk about Revolution?
Yes.
Let me lead into this. Let me lead into this.
Go,
the
man.
one can control outside because of who he is, right? No one else can do it.
Yeah, supposedly.
But then leads on to him using that power, which I say it's a power because of Star Wars, and it's like a force sense or a force ability. But why does he, when he uses it, go into a coma, and two, then goes into another world?
Okay. So let's go back to Animatrix. Let's go back to Animatrix then. One of Andy's favorite was the world record, right? I guess that and the kid, because they both do it, right? The world record is someone goes so hard without being actually jacked in it, or they're already in the Matrix and they break free. And the kid's the same thing. Again, that's what I wanted to mention as well. No, we'll leave that one. That's too drab. But even with the kid, when the kid frees himself, right? They're one of the few cases that free themselves. Like, why wouldn't it work in reverse, right? Like, you just never know.
But why is he stuck in a in-between world? It still doesn't make sense to me.
How he ended up
kills me at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because when you think about it, in Revolutions, he's
stuck in the world between. He's stuck in between, yeah.
Yeah, there's no the Neo in like half the movie.
I don't understand.
Well, that's why there's the theory around the Trainmaster's an architect, because he's built this world in between to smuggle people between for the Merovingian from the Matrix to the real, and vice versa.
Without being plugged in.
Hey?
How do you do that if you're not plugged in?
Well, they're programs. They're already part of the Matrix.
But Neo's not.
Part of the real world. Yeah, but Neo's not. But it's that realm where he can travel people in and out without the source or the scene.
I don't know.
That's again, don't know. It's just a theory. But the one question I'm gonna ask it now, because I don't know what kind of conversation to lead into. The biggest thing, and I said it heaps last week, and again, it was sort of leading into this. The Oracle is the villain of the Matrix. Do you guys both agree?
Not anymore.
No.
Why? She planned all of it. She planted the seeds of the one, the prophecy. She's been manipulating Neo, Smith, or anyone that's gone to her. She changed the perspective of Trinity so that they could do the opposite choice for Neo. The whole point of Neo is he should go and feel for humankind, but his love for Trinity is what changes the whole story, the whole narrative of the Matrix. Also, she's the one that's told Trinity. She's already done the same thing she's done with Morpheus. Morpheus, you're going to find the one. Trinity, you're going to fall in love with the one. And that all leads it into that her manipulating everyone to change the narrative around it.
Pretty deep.
But this is it. This is why. Like, she is, again, you have Smith saying, you would know, Mum. So again, she may have built the actual agent program, as part of, she may have said to, the architect, this is what we need to be able to have control over it. because she understands human beings. Her whole thing is manipulating. She doesn't actually know the future. She just knows the human psyche so well that she plays the odds on conversation. So when we go back to one, when he knocks the vase off, would he have done it if she hadn't said anything, which led to him, oh, what? And making the movement. If she had said nothing, he would have never knocked the vase.
She's just fucking with everybody.
Yeah. But that's the point. She's the villain.
Right. Yeah.
Even at the end, she's manipulating everyone, and she doesn't actually know, because she doesn't know if Neo's going to make the choice she believes he will.
The machine's not the villains?
No,
but,
because
but
you see when the architect says at the very end, you played a very dangerous game. That's not what the scenario has been the other 5 times. Go, Rich. Yeah, go.
I'll twist it by one aspect. When Smith comes up to the Oracle, he now has the sight.
Yeah.
So he's got her eyes.
Yeah.
So she can see into the future. She knows.
Yeah.
So that way he knows. But
you know how you
understand that the choices though. That's why that's the whole difference between
the whole point,
Oracle
right? So when he's standing there at the end and he goes, "Oh, I've seen this. I have to stand here," and that's all the shit. It's because he has her sight. Because when everyone goes back to normal, the one in the crater is the Oracle. So the main Smith now is the one that's taken over the Oracle, right? She knew that the only way they would be able to have the fight, and again, it comes back to the dialogue she has with Neo is, every beginning has an end. And again, it comes into that final dialogue. When she says that to him, you go, oh, yeah, whatever. It's when she says that, because Smith taking over everyone, they keep their consciousness, because Smith's whole thought is, if I take over everyone, the Matrix dies. We all know that doesn't happen, because no one dies in the real world. He's just infected everyone's avatar in the fucking Matrix. He hasn't actually disconnected, turned anyone off. They still live. They're still functioning. There's still batteries. The Matrix won't end until he goes into the real world. They're all, he's just taking them over. They keep the conscious.
He would corrupt all the humans plugged into the.
But they're all still there, because
he's corrupting the program.
Yeah, he is, and that's
he's corrupting the program,
right? So. That's where he wants to take over everyone in there. So he takes over all the avatars in the Matrix. Then the next part will be what he did with Bane and go into the real world and start to do that in the Matrix. And that's where, Deus Ex Machina and Neo make the deal, because he's infected everyone in the Matrix. He'll come and do this now because there's nothing else, because his purpose is to end everything.
I don't know.
That was her as well. She's in his fucking head.
I don't know if the movie points to her as the villain.
No, I know it doesn't, but she is.
It doesn't.
This her version of the Matrix is her 100-year plan. She's played the long game, because that's what she's trying to make it change, right?
Yeah, because she's playing a dangerous game with the architect, right? And this is technically the first time that she's won.
Well, it's the first time they've had peace.
Yeah, so technically she won.
Yeah, she did.
Her first time.
No one ever knew, because if he never beat Neo, if Neo never beat Smith, which obviously is never going to happen, because he comes to the understanding, and Smith can't understand choice. Neo was always going to give up, especially with that line, because again, that there's a beginning and an end, and it's the only time Smith ever calls him Neo, because it's not Smith. It's the Oracle talking through Smith. Just like when she goes, cookies need love too. It's like Sati talking through the infected Smith. It's like, like that. They didn't know it would work. And Smith is probably the only variable that wasn't actually accounted for.
It's not,
because that's the one that's the program trying to write itself. Smith doing what he did was never something that was also planned.
No.
Now here's a question that's going to fuck you both. That one was bad enough, right? No, the Oracle's the villain. Is Smith actually the one? Think about it. When Neo goes in, and the Oracle, all-seeing Oracle, knows everything, and she's baking with Sati, right? And she goes, "Oh, I didn't expect you. I I hope to have these done before you got here. Where are the fucking cookies when Smith walks in? On the table. She was expecting the one. Is it Smith?
Nah.
Good point. That is a good point, though.
He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do.
The one to
He's
do
changed
what, though? To reset-
everything.
The one to do what, though?
Reset fucking everything. The reason the reason the machines win and Zion survives is Smith wins.
It's a draw.
Every heroes always win.
It's
Well,
really
technically the machine blows him up. The machine blows up Smith in the end, so okay. But who's to say that Smith isn't always the one? Smith could be the one. His whole purpose was to fight Neo, for Neo to be the last human to be infected, so the machine could win.
I like it.
It's a fucking thought, right?
Yeah.
So Oracle's bad and Smith is the one. Okay, now let's talk about the actual movie.
Daniel LaRusso's the bad guy in Karate Kid.
Hey, Daniel LaRusso is
the bad guy in Karate Kid.
He stole some guy's girlfriend. Just kept going. All Johnny wanted to do was be the All Valley Karate champion. He fucked that up for him. Daniel LaRusso is the bad guy. Maybe not. Maybe that's going to stretch too far. Anyway, that's just a theory. That's
interesting thought.
It's a conversation I wanted to have with you guys. That's why I would just sort of be interested to see it. All right. Revolution. Rich. Oh, Andy did, so you can go first. What are your thoughts on Revolution, man?
I really enjoyed it this time around. Once upon a time, it was the other way around. I thought Reloaded was a pretty movie, and now this time, I thought Revolutions is a lot better. It looked more like.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Is there a why? Go for it, man. The
story is just once you get past the whole train guy and the whole Merovingian. The story just flows so much better. It's very simple, There's a war for Zion. Matrix. Neo's got his mission to go to the Machine City. Smith is obviously coming up to be the main threat. It's a lot easier to follow. It just flows a lot better, in my opinion, and it just looks more like a Matrix, the original Matrix movie.
Rich, how about you, man? Oh, sorry, Andy. Keep going, man.
That's it. And the fucking last bit with Smith, like the main battle, was fucking
amazing,
awesome. Yeah, it looked like an anime. Like when they're fighting, going up, and they've got all the Smiths watching you in the windows. Was fucking sick.
It's
Rich. How about you, man?
Superman versus Superman at the end, isn't it?
Yeah.
Other than the mind fuck about why is Neo in between worlds and trying to get out of it. After that, I really enjoyed it. It's actually I agree with Andy. It actually looks much more like the original Matrix than the second one. Keeping it more grounded, being in Zion, in a battle of Zion. Makes it a bit more
like it looked more like
grounded, more gritty.
Yeah, gritty.
Yeah.
They didn't have all this rubbish. There was just the mission was to protect Zion.
And they were defending themselves against the machine.
They didn't go into offices, people.
Yeah, even the Sentinels, you kind of think in your back of your mind, oh, it's bad CGI, but it still looks pretty cool when they're trying to come in.
The Sentinel attack is amazing, like for what it is, and how they capture that very, the Sentinels being like an octopus and that flow, how they all move together, like the ocean and stuff. It's a good scene, and I'm the same as you two. I never liked Revolution. I just always thought, fuck, it's long-winded. The war isn't great. Like the end's fucking awesome. I like the bit with the APCs, and I like that bit, but everything else was like, fuck, it's so boring. Not this time. So I agree with you too.
the other thing that I interrupted.
No, go, man.
I've hated Niobe's character the whole movie, the whole second movie, and majority of the third movie. But that scene when she's piloting and going through the mechanical tunnels,
Yeah, the
that's
mechanical
great.
line,
That's
yeah.
unbelievable. That
And she
scene
does
is
it well, right? Like even her acting
Yeah.
was really, really good. Like, you know, the jumper coming off because, you know, she's lifting this heavy machine when she calls it a fat ass because maybe it's just heavier than her machine as well. Like it's like, yeah, no, I'll give it to her. I thought that was quite good. But even go, Andy.
And you get to meet or get to know some of the characters in the real world in Zion a bit more. Like that other captain that Bane is under. Yeah, just more. You get a bit more character development of those.
Yeah.
So,
but did you notice again, Rich? This is a tie-in for you, man. Did you notice that everyone in fucking Zion is also Polynesian and also are the clone army for Star Wars? Like everyone's a clone. Do you see the guy, the clone, the major clone from Star Wars? He was there. Yeah. Sorry, I interrupted everyone's flow on that one because that was just true. Everyone, it's just a Star Wars time for me. Sorry, Andy, keep going. Rich, or keep going.
I forgot what I was up to now. The mechanical line, how she does and does the whole thing about that. You kind of understand why the kid's there now with his story from the Animatrix to Reloaded to now here. He's there for a reason. The whole I enjoyed the club hell.
I did like
that scene. So
I did like that scene.
Yeah.
So the whole lobby 2.0, I call it.
Yeah, that was awesome.
That was
even that,
good.
and again, they're not against humans in that one. They're against programs or exiles that they know where they're doing, so they also fight the same. Like that was really cool. Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, and then the end, and nothing beats Superman versus Superman.
Andy, you're thinking again. Think out loud, man. Talk to me. What do you think about
the whole S&M bar or club?
That was Club Hell in Sydney. That was the real club, and all those people weren't actors. They actually were just the clientele of the Sydney club. They all just dress up and they put the camera crew in there.
So the Wachowskis were kind of projecting like what they,
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I think a lot of that movie was them in. I think a lot of the Matrix in general is them thinking out loud and putting it out into the world. Like Rich said, it for one, like even with Switch, right? What was it? A man in the Matrix, female in the real world, or vice versa? Like even that character, and again, the reason they pulled it back because it was just confronting. Today, that wouldn't be a thing that would be confronting. And again, if they did the Matrix now, it would make more sense of probably being even more philosophical than what it was. But I think a lot of it was them, preparing for transition. I don't know. I think it's probably a love letter to how they dealt with a lot of things, to be completely honest. Like, how it was written, even the story, a lot of it around control, conservatism, and choice. The movie's about choice. They made a choice in life. And again, so who knows, man? But Club Hell, real place. real fucking place. In Sydney, where we live at that point in time. That was
alternative lifestyle, right? So
yeah, exactly.
So it's just, and I guess like in the original Matrix, Neo's working a 9 to 5, is doing the grind and all that kind of thing, and all the
slave to the grind.
Yeah. And like everything else, wherever he ends up, is just the opposite to that. It's alternative.
No, exactly. Oh, where were we going there? Because there was something just before that you mentioned. Oh no, you guys like Club Hell. You like the beginning of this movie more so. Let's go back to the. Sorry, go, man. The train station. We'll pretend didn't happen.
The train master,
Morpheus, Seraph, and Trinity. They go to Merovingian. They need something. Hey, and then we're lying on a table. With Neo on one side and Bane on the other, because that's the part we didn't talk about. The inception of Bane into Smith into Bane. So obviously we're going to go back to a little bit little bit at the end of Reloaded. Do you guys buy that? Because again, that's one of the things I think's probably also confusing, but for this world and scenario, I guess it could make sense. Would that work for Smith to be able to do it? Because it's just transferring consciousness to consciousness, right?
That's right.
Yes. Yeah,
that was too easy. You guys were supposed to like fight that answer or give me something.
Nah.
Okay. All right, I'll let you keep talking.
Neo stopping the Sentinels in the real world.
Yeah, stopping the Sentinels and going to a coma in the mid-world. Yeah. Sorry, Rich.
But they also say, like, when you're in the Matrix, if you die in the Matrix, you die in real life, right? So anything that is in
unless
the Matrix,
you're Neo and Trinity,
mentally can, no. But if you're mentally connected to the Matrix and something is going within mentally into your brain, why can't that be possible, right?
And again, it's a consciousness of some sort, Smith, right? So what would stop it going into Bane? Like that was the thing that was always like, it's a bit of a pull. Even though this guy's the Messiah and he's died once and his girlfriend's died once and this back and all that shit. So I guess that's the thing. But I like that bit because that dude played Hugo Weaving well. Like he did Smith so well. Like I don't think I've never really paid attention to it until this watch. That I just always thought it was Hugo Weaving and some cool makeup. I'd never realized it was another actor. I thought just they did some good fucking prosthetics on his head.
He was in Underbelly.
Was he?
Yeah, I don't know his name, but he was in the first season of Underbelly.
Bane, we'll just call him Bane, man. He can Bane forever, mate. Nah, he was really good, but even his mannerisms, the way he spoke, like he pulled that off so well. And that was a joke too. I heard they did that with him because he would do Hugo Weaving impersonations on set, and they went, "Oh, hold on, we need something like that. We'll chuck you in."
Not too bright. That just didn't get it until he literally tells him that he's fucking Smith.
Yeah, because you still can't see it. It's like he's got the dumb look on his face. Like, what are you talking about? And then it just kind of clicks.
He's literally talking like Smith. He sounds like Smith. Excellent.
He says, "Mr. Anderson."
Mr. Anderson.
Like, you've been here before, you and I.
Took a while.
Mr. Anderson. Yeah. Well, didn't really. He had to get his eyes burnt out. And then it's like, I can see you now. You're Smith. Yeah, no, I like again that it's the yellow code. So again, it's just that different bit of it. Fuck, man, we skipped up. It's just a different type of program, right?
Yeah, different.
But why? He's real.
Well, because isn't Seraph yellow as well? So maybe it's an agent program. Like, who knows? Like, I don't know. Like, it's supposed to be a different type of code.
It doesn't explain it.
I can't explain everything, man. I don't know.
That part doesn't explain, because when he's in the machine world, he can see where he's walking and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
it's like he's got some kind of machine sonar.
It's coming back to his arm, man, for the Wi-Fi. It's the Wi-Fi password.
That's the only explanation, really.
Yeah.
Seriously, that's the thing you're caught up on in the Matrix, is that he can see the yellow code. On top of everything else, it's like, yellow code.
He's not in the Matrix, though. So how can he see Matrix code if he's not plugged in?
I don't know. I do not know.
Other than he's the one.
He's the one.
Yeah.
He can see.
Yeah.
But it does lead on to, when being blind, that whole event of him trying to get to Machine City. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I'll give it that.
Yeah.
No.
And he can see everything with that, and he puts his hand out and destroys all those bombs in 2 seconds.
And I like that they went to Machine City. I always wanted to see it. Like after watching the Animatrix, I wanted to know what the Machine City looked like. What was it?
And it's so cool too when you see all the different types of machines, right? Like Deus Ex Machina is one, yes, but then you see all these different types of sized and types of machines, and you like you go through. Oh, there's an evolution with them as well.
Yeah,
that's the machines have grown and changed, and even in the Animatrix, you see different types of. I'll call them machines, because what were they, Rich? Were they hunters or runners? The two in that weird one, I think they were called runners. So they even humans had different names for the type of of machine that was built. So there's that evolution even within the machines that they had changed. So it's pretty impressive with that as well, and just him being able to see all of them, and us being able to see it from a viewer standpoint as well. It's like just when they're all following him, like all these machines, the ones that have wiped out the human race and they've got them all in pods, they're all like almost scared of this human walking into the main city, into the source. It's like, yeah, it's really good. Fuck, we've skipped half the fucking movie. It's like we're already we're already at the end. Let's go back. So after Trinity and again, I guess it's Morpheus, Seraph, and Trinity save Neo and pull him out of the train station. That conversation with the villain, I mean the Oracle, it makes it a little bit different in the way of the conversation, right? Because at least you've seen that, obviously. I can't remember the actress's name who passed away, but obviously someone else had come into it. And again, the trivia for the lady that plays the Oracle now played her sister on Broadway, and they were played sisters in a couple of Broadway. And it was really cool to see that they actually incorporated a story into why she looks different.
Yeah.
So again, we don't know what the sacrifice was. We don't know. We assume it's when the Merovingian wants her eyes the first time. And why she looks different, and we don't really know because they don't really deep dive into it. But again, we have the Oracle going through the explanation. And again, this is probably one of the few times that the Oracle is less they're less riddles than anything in the conversation that she has with Neo. And again, even when he goes, why didn't you tell me the truth? And this and that, and she goes, well, you know why. Look behind you. I didn't want to know the truth. I wasn't ready in all these bits and pieces. And even when he gets the explanation of Smith being his negative, his opposite. This is why it sort of sprinkles okay. We've always known it, but at least it's now in plain sight that there is a reason Smith is full of what he's trying to do by taking out Animatrix. A, he hates it, but B, his purpose is to counteract Neo. Can't set everyone free if they're him. Everyone they set free will be a clone of Smith in the real world. So it's a thought you could have. When you're looking at that conversation with the Oracle, do you guys think it was an important conversation? Because directly after this, obviously we see Seti, we see Seraph, and then we see obviously more of the cloned Smiths, and it led to the conversation we had earlier about him coming in. Like, do you reckon this was an important part of the movie to actually do the explanation? A, for the change in the Oracle, yes, but for the actual purpose of the one, do you guys reckon this is what this whole point was leading up to?
Good question.
That's why I'm asking you two. I'm not answering it. I thought it was a good question for you two. Because I don't know.
I never really thought of it that way.
I mean, this is the pinnacle of the movie, right? Where she tells him, it's again comes down to Neo's focus on choice, right? He's now the one that has to make the choice. And again, it leads to the dialogue at the end, and we'll get there eventually, maybe in another hour. We'll get to the end of Revolution. But again, even that, everything she's saying to him is those choices he has to make to actually succeed. You didn't want to know the information, so I didn't tell you. Again, the Oracle being the Oracle, just that little twist of information. So a little bit of truth, a little bit of not. And then him wanting to understand what it is, the architect, and explaining to her that, why didn't no one ever tell me? Why didn't no one ever know? And him having the candid conversation with the Oracle to figure out, like, he knows your program, obviously, because that came up and reloaded. But now he's at that point where he just really wants the truth to understand what he needs to do. And again, it comes down to the choice he's already made. So, yeah, I think it's a catch on that one as well. And again, it leads into a mad line later on in the movie as well. And it leads into the next scene where Sati and Seraph get taken over. They get cloned by Smith. And then he has the conversation with the Oracle, who he calls his mother. And again, I guess like we mentioned earlier on, like obviously he was a creation of hers and the architect for security, the agent program itself. So again, when he calls her mother, it's such a really massive gotcha, because you never think of it that way, and you just think, oh, obviously someone's designed Smith, it was her. And that's where the flip of when we had the conversation earlier on about Smith being the one, is like, has Smith spoken to her? Like, the conversation is not like they haven't spoken, like, you know, when he came back, is he gone to the Oracle? Because everyone seems to go to the Oracle. Everybody, it doesn't matter what you are, program people, everyone goes to the Oracle.
That's just an assumption though, that she created him. I guess. Well, that makes it clear when she says that.
I just like the fact that he calls her mum. Like, it's more of a like she designed him, and his purpose is to you know, protect the Matrix. And then
I feel like it's part of it's. They just threw that in there. I don't know why. I just feel like that it's not that deep. They've just sort of.
I want to make it deep, man. I want to make it deep and philosophical.
I don't know.
I can make it religious. No, maybe.
I feel like they threw in lines and here and there. It could have been even improv. I don't know, that to make things.
Yeah, you never know, right?
Question, you know, what's what, you know, but don't know. I didn't think much of it, to be honest. That scene, I just thought he was just taking over the Oracle, and that was a big deal.
Did you like the laugh?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
And again, I like the fact when he infects her, takes over her, clones her, whatever we want to call it, whatever the Smith process was. I love the fact that all the others are scared. Like, it's the only time you see all the other Smiths be scared, when he's cloning her. It's the only time you ever see someone from the Matrix point of view being cloned. And she is not golden. So she's not like Seraph. She's not like Smith. Like, she's actually green like the rest of the code. Like, again, it's like, is that supposed to mean something? And you see everything sort of flying around her, like the storm and stuff. That was some cool shit. And then it's the only time Smith takes off his glasses too, besides when he's interrogating Morpheus.
Do you reckon there's like another Smith out there that wanted to be the number one Smith?
I reckon they all did until he took the Oracle. Until he took the Oracle, that version of that Smith, that clone there, had the sight. And so it was the most powerful. That's why that was the one at the end. So it's sort of had taken on all those traits of everything. And this one took on the ultimate. He took on the Oracle.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And again, now he can see, or again, he understands from a psychological standpoint, the understanding of people, even though there's none left. There's not many left. Let's be honest. There's not many left.
What about the architect? Why couldn't Smith?
He's gone. He's in the
Magic Door. And if you don't have a key maker, man, you can't get in the door. And you got to shut down 27 blocks of power. Like, you got to blow it up.
Because technically the architect's in the source code, right?
Yeah,
that's the whole part of the door.
Yeah,
he's probably couldn't.
Okay, all right. I don't know. That's
come on, man. What movie are you watching? On the back door. He's like, there's a lot of movie to take in.
It actually it is. It's a lot to take in when you think about it, and that's why I reckon I had. If now that I watched the last two back to back, I reckon I found it more. What's the word? More satisfying. Than before. Yeah. And then to get all the theories out of my head, I reckon is also
I agree.
Good way.
I agree. I reckon overall, like the Matrix trilogy made a lot more sense than previous times I watched it. Yeah, I think that's for sure. Yeah.
I think the thing that gets me is you're just disappointed. I just think it's disappointing that you only gave it 2.5 stars and Reloaded.
Look,
no, because I totally agree. No, I agree with you. That's like, I agree that watching it together really close really made the difference this time. Like, I mean, especially these two. The first movie, I can watch it anytime and not have to worry about the other two. But watching these two and Animatrix as well, to a certain point in Animatrix, it made a real big difference to it actually flowing and making more sense. And again, I think Rich and I said this off air. It made more sense too because we're also older. So maybe it just made more sense because we're a little bit wiser with our age now and not,
And we're living with AI.
people. Well, and we live in a world where AI
exactly.
is a thing. It is not it's not this thing that's some secret. Like I said, I jumped on Genesis just before to get the rundown how much money these movies made because it's easy to do that. And it's Google, so Google will give me the same shit. But even that, it's like we live in a world where it makes sense even more so than it did back then. And then it was like science fiction. Now it's like science now or whatever people call it. It's something that's actually tangible for us all.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love watching them together. And again, this is the first time I've really appreciated Revolution and enjoyed it more. And even the one part we never really talked about, we've dabbled with it, is Zion, right? The Zion battle is actually, it makes, I don't know if to me, it makes more sense this time.
It does.
Like
it does,
but it fits in better as well. Like I think it fits into the story in the movie more so than it did before because it actually has a point. And it
was really clunky in Reloaded.
Yeah, like Reloaded's just like the middle story where they're trying to just go, and we're going to branch into all this now. It's like, and here you go. And they filmed them back to back too, and there's 6 months between them as well. So again, it makes sense because they're all living just through the whole creation of the movie as well. So that would make it easier from a story standpoint where they've filmed it. It makes sense to them because they've just filmed it all together and it's one big story, which it, like Rich said at the beginning, it should be. So no, it was really good. But yeah, no, I enjoyed Zion more than I had before. And even with the Battle of the Dock, like even that was good. Like you said, again, with Niobe and flying through it was just actually awesome. I never really paid attention to how good it looked. Like, it was cool back then. It was good, but yeah, some of the shots, the drill itself, and then it was really well done.
Captain Mifune,
Mifune,
how he's the last man standing, and you see all those sentinels coming at him. That's actually a pretty good shot.
And looks like when you see him on the ground too, how he's gashed as well, and
the good shots. There's good shots in all those scenes. I just thought it looked much better than Reloaded.
Yeah. No,
totally. But I would give it to all three movies that it's good cinematography, it's great shots. I don't think there's one scene you could say that's pretty bad or anything like that in respect of the way it was filmed or the way it was taken. I can't think of it.
Andy, do you agree? Do you agree? Disagree?
That Burly Brawl. I don't.
Yeah, but you got to understand at the time though.
They didn't have to do that. Kill Bill proved that you didn't have to do have CGI. Yeah, but I think they had at least 40 or 50 Smith clones without CGI, and then they made him into CGI. I get it; it's expensive, but it just would have paid off just not to have his. This whole CGI battle, it kills it for me. It really does. Yeah. That's why I get
here we go.
Fast.
Well, it made me think of this as well. So I'm lucky that the trivia is up on the screen here. It took 27 days to film the Burly Brawl with 100 clones. 27 days because of the intricacies, the CGI, the stand-ins, all the effects and stuff, like all the bits and pieces I had to do. So and for that time, they're saying it was pushing CGI to the absolute limit with the amount of things they were trying to put on the screen. So that was really cool.
It didn't have to be done that way, in my opinion, because the CGI they use in Revolutions is other than the Zion stuff, which looked good. It was pretty minimal. Like even the end Smith fight, there's I think one scene where Smith does his suit,
his flex, and the lightning.
But that was it. Like the rest of it looked pretty good. I thought it didn't look too bad. And
Yeah.
Neo doesn't do his Superman thing, like you said.
Yeah. Well, it made more sense in the end. All right, let's touch on the end because obviously we've gotten to the end of Revolution. We're there. We're in the battle where they're all the Smiths are
Trinity
lined up.
dying was it? We should discuss that. Maybe.
Do we need to? Okay, all right. Let's go back a little bit. Okay. So Trinity dying.
Well, I like
It
the scene where they break through the dark clouds and they're in the
when they
Like
fly
the
into
sun.
the
Actually see the
sky
sun.
and they see the sun.
actually sees the real sky. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool because that sort of brings back Animatrix in a way.
Animatrix,
the whole
yeah.
explanation of the Matrix of the black darkened sky.
Well, you
The
see
whole
when the
reason
planes
why-
go over. Yeah.
It's,
So
it's
you
really
see
the whole reason
Animatrix.
why there's a Matrix in the first place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Just
I thought that was
humans are
pretty-
dumb.
we are
I'd
very
like to
dumb.
know how they blacked out the sky, man. That's some amazing black stuff.
Yeah.
Like I'd love to know how that shit worked. But again,
Use
okay, well let's go.
use
Let's go.
AI to-
Yeah, AI built it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was one part we didn't talk about the Animatrix as well, and I think it was really cool is how yeah, I know we're talking about Trinity. I've gone all the way back to Animatrix. Was the when they were showing the scenes in the Second Renaissance when they're talking about how the currency of the machine was worth more than the currency of the human in the world. That was really awesome. Sorry, that just popped into my head, so I wanted to vocalize it before we talk about Trinity and her death. What do you guys think about the going into the real?
really fucking cops it.
She dies hard. She's died hard twice.
Yeah.
Like, she jumped like when she jumped out of the building. We don't know how she was going to survive anyway, and she was falling backwards and she was shooting upwards, and she was going to land on her head anyway. So who knows how she would have landed there? But then she copped a bullet, and now she's got impaled multiple times. And again, it's the first time I've ever seen it. If you watch it close enough, you see her get impaled. You actually see it go through, which I've never paid attention to before. I've never seen it. I was like, oh wow, like they kept that
Did
bit
you watch it
into
in 4K though?
I didn't. It was a Blu-ray. It was
Okay.
it was the original Blu-ray set that I have and have had for many years. But yes, no 4K. I looked. It wasn't going to get delivered on time.
Well, right now on
But-
JP Hi-Fi, it's nice and cheap.
What's it? I've already done my.
buy
I've already
one.
done my buy one. I've already done my buy one get one. But I'm not going to talk about it.
Buy
I'm
one,
going to
get
save
one
it
free.
for our physical
Yeah.
media call. I'm going to save it.
Yeah, it's like, I got something pretty cool.
Oh, man, cool. I bought something for a change. Something to say. So we've gone into the real world. Obviously, we've had. Well, I guess we got to pull it back even more. So they've gone. The hammer's gone and found. Well, Mjolnir has found it. I never again paid attention to that. I didn't actually realize
Yeah,
the hammer
same.
wasn't the hammer. I never realized it was Thor's hammer. And I was like,
Thor's hammer.
fuck? I never paid attention to the actual name of
Never.
of their ship until this one. I was like, wow,
Yep.
like the world just comes full circle. And obviously they're stuck in the real world. Nebuchadnezzar is gone. They've run into the hammer. They've been saved. The hammer has Neo unconscious because he's just taking out sentinels. And it's also got Bane because somehow, as you hear in the story, multiple ships have been taken out by an EMP. There was only one survivor, and obviously the survivor was found. He was unconscious, and it was Bane. So obviously, the person that Agent Smith had infected in the Matrix and has now taken form in the real world. And through that part of the story, you have the speech about his ship. No one's doing shit. I'm the captain. Niobe gives Neo the ship because when he comes out of that unconscious state, and again, I find it funny that they plug him back in to jack him out. That was also weird from the train station. That they actually plug him back in to pull him out. And that was kind of weird. But then we have the conversation where Neo obviously tells everyone Zion's going to get destroyed. The prophecy was a lie. Shit's not going to happen the way everyone thinks. Morpheus is disillusioned, and Neo goes, I need time. And obviously he's gone and thought about all the scenarios of what he needs to do. And obviously we now know that he has to go to the Machine City. In the interim, he's asked for a ship. He has no ammo. Trinity obviously goes with him, and it's the first time you actually see Trinity talk about fear, because she talks about the taking 10 minutes to do up a boot because she's scared of what's about to happen, obviously for more reasons than one, not just going into the Machine City. But then you have Neo and Trinity take a ship. You find out that Maggie is dead on the hammer. She's been stabbed by Bane. He's come conscious as well. He'd been interrogated. They were going to give him truth serum. So obviously they've run out, and he's gone and obviously is on Niobe ship. And then there's the fight with him, Neo. And technically he doesn't really fight with Trinity, but he goes and pulls the fuses. They go to take off, and Trinity goes to check the fuse box, gets taken captive, hostage by Smith or Bane, and, tries to escape. Neo comes out, and this is where we get Neo losing his sight when he has that fight with Bane. And like you guys said a little bit earlier on, probably one of the best scenes again, where he's not the brightest, old Neo, to figure out that this is Smith until Smith takes out his eyes with one of the electrical cables, blinds him, and he finally sees Smith for who he is, and then takes off his head. Like, it's not even and they did that scene so well. Like, you just see his head just shatter, and then as his body hits the ground, just disintegrate and disappear. And obviously now Neo is blind, can't see. Trinity's got to fly. They have a bit of a funny, like, she's gonna have to fly now because he can't see shit. Didn't know Neo could pilot the ships anyway. But then obviously they go and fly into the Machine City, follow the 3 power lines, go in. The Sentinels attack. Neo tries to stop everything. They go into the clouds, and like we said before, probably one of the best shots in the movie, where it shows like the sky, and you see Trinity also just take that moment to pause. And it's probably the most beautiful thing, as we know she's about to die. So Trinity smiles as she comes down. We know that's it. She's done. And as they come down, they fly into a couple of buildings. Their ship stops. And it's a pretty convenient stop. Let's not give up the fact that they smashed right near the center of it. So again, make it through. And Neo and Trinity have the discussion. Obviously, he can't see. He calls out for Trinity. And then they have the dialogue about she wanted the second chance to say all the things she wanted to say to Neo before she died the first time, which she didn't get a chance to. And again, they have that conversation how he can't go on without her. And now Neo knows what he needs to do. And we get to the final part where he talks to Deus Ex Machina, the god of machines or machine of gods, whatever the actual meaning of it is. I can't remember which one it is.
A baby face, right?
Yeah, and it was the Wachowskis' nephew. Another hidden fact. It was their nephew's head that they use as the face of it. And again, obviously, we come into the dialogue with Neo, which again is always funny that they let the one approach as well and get as close as they did to the city as well. And this is where we see where Neo can see everything with the different side. He sees everything in yellow, so he sees almost code as he goes into Machine City, and he obviously has the discussion about that. Smith is the thing that needs to be taken out, and I love this part with the machine, because again, I love the first thing the machine says is, well, we don't need you. Yeah. Like, we don't need you. We can do whatever. And he makes that deal to make sure that he can at least go and fight. And again, I think this is where that total change from the original fact of what the architect wanted everyone to do is obviously make that choice. As Zion gets destroyed, take the 23 humans, take the females and males, and repopulate, Zion and start again. But this time it's actually, okay, well, Smith's the threat. And obviously Neo gets jacked in by Deus Ex Machina, puts him into the Matrix, and then we have obviously the final fight of the movie. Did I cover everything? Did I get there?
Yep.
Did I forget anything? All right.
Nope.
So we're up to the end. This is the best fucking fight. It's so good. And again, Rich, you've said it, the Superman versus Superman, or the for more modern audiences, it could be very Dragon Ball. or a Goku fight or something. It was so anime. And I think you said that at the very beginning, Andy, about this being such an anime fight, of how just full on it is and how awesome it actually looks. And I love this bit at the end about the fight itself. Sorry, man, you're going to say something.
No, I agree with you. I just think it's fucking cool.
And I love the fact that it goes hard for so long, and it like even when he does the mad splits, and it looks like the dojo fight almost. It's almost like almost camera motion around the scene itself is actually very similar to even what the beginning of the dojo fight was. And again, even him getting hit for the first time and him sort of, regaining and having that massive fight with Smith. And again, the whole point of, and the rain. And again, I don't know.
It signifies the Matrix itself, isn't it?
No, it was, sorry, I don't mean no. I heard a similar thing where when he does the hit to the face, watch the rain, they're all ones.
Right.
So they're all the number one. So part of binary. So it's all ones. Yeah. You don't until you hear someone else go, supposed to represent binary code and they're all ones. And you're like, get fucked. And you watch it and they're all long numbers that look like ones. As the rain falls, as he goes for the strike on Smith's head. And it's like, fuck, that's so cool. Because the rain doesn't look great until you sit there and go, oh, it's the Matrix code again, the falling down, going downwards. And again, this changes when we get to resurrection. But it's an amazing fight. And then you just still get that Smith just doesn't get it. Like the whole point. He still just doesn't understand. And then we obviously have the classic line of Neo's where it's like, because I choose to. And that's always been the point. He's always had to have purpose. Neo's has always been about choice, and it comes full circle at that final fight. What did you guys think about the final fight? How'd you enjoy that one?
I've already told you, it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah,
the Superman fight is unbelievable, and it does go on for a while, doesn't it?
It does.
Now I'm thinking about it,
but it's cool, man. Like I love like I said before, like when they're fighting, all the Smiths are in the windows, just watching. Kind of don't know why. Like, it would have made more sense if all the Smiths attacked him at once, but obviously it's a movie, so
Yeah.
But I thought it was really cool. I like the ending. I like how Smith was confused at the end, but he just thought, well, fuck it, I'm gonna get this guy anyway, not knowing that Neo had to deal with the machines to infect him with the virus to get rid of Smith. That was cool. What I don't get, so there's a truce, right? So that means people still need to be plugged into the Matrix in order for the machines to survive.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
but I think at the end they explain that.
How?
They do. I think they do say that anybody who wants to be let out will be.
Yeah, if they want to be free, yeah. So all the ones that are
How do they give
will be free?
So they're just given a choice.
Yeah. And again, it goes back to one where they talk about subconscious. Like the ones that are always questioning it, they're not really holding them back if they want to escape, but they're also not trying to kill them. So before, agents were always trying to kill all the people that have been set free. That was the purpose of everything, right?
Would you want to be free, or just stay in the Matrix?
I'd like to get jacked in and get all the uploads. That would be cool shit. Like to know everything. Get how do I do this? Just flutter my eyes a bit, and then I can do that.
Be Neo 2.0.
Well, I think you're technically free, right? It's not like they're trying to destroy Zion now. It's like it's almost that a little bit of freedom of both sides.
But how was that? Yeah, well, that's interesting, right? So after you know what happens in the Animatrix in the first 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So you know that there's a war. Both sides don't like each other. The only reason why the machines need the humans is for their energy source. What's keeping them from just saying, well, fuck it, we'll destroy
Well,
you.
that's the last one, right, Rich? So in the Animatrix, the last one is where they actually go more into machines either being reprogrammed or actually siding with the humans. Because again, we have in Reloaded where they always talk about you need machinery. Like it doesn't matter. Like,
Yes.
Councillor Humming always goes, I don't know what it does, but it gives us air.
Yeah.
I need that machine to live or whatever. And, and then Neo does but we can turn it off. He goes, but why would we? We kill ourselves. We need that machine to survive. And they obviously, the machines need them. They need each other. There's that symbiotic fucking relationship between machine and man. May not be the nicest. But again, it depends, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So now that this cycle stopped, it's interesting to think about like how.
Or is it? Has it stopped?
Matrix.
Who knows? If only they made another movie. Oh, hold on. Oh, they did. Yeah,
they did.
That one needs its own conversation.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, look. Overall, I thought like Revolutions. I enjoyed it better than Reloaded this time, and it just flowed so much better. It was a lot clearer what everyone's objective was in the movie. Even though Reloaded did the groundwork, I just thought Revolutions was better.
And it's really Reloaded. Make Reloaded a little bit shorter. Just keep all the action scenes in. A little bit less fucking world building that just led to confusion, and just go. Here's that premise. Cut it down a little bit, like even to the Merovingian parts as well. Like, how much was that needed? I know it's a plot device for the Keymaker, but that was all. Couldn't the Keymaker just be a prisoner of someone else, with the train master or something, and they could have cut out half the shit?
Like, what was the point of the scene where he makes the woman in the restaurant clean herself, and then
cause and effect?
Well, the cause and effect. Well, that was always his. He always. That's why everything for him was always about. There's no choices. This means this. I'm going to give a little bit of code to go. That makes no sense to her because it was unnatural for her, but it was the cause of her eating the program that he'd made her let her explode. And again, I never noticed that as well. The letters of sex come out as well when she explodes.
Oh.
Yeah, letters sex come flying out of her.
Right.
Out of her bits.
So he just wrote the program into that cake.
Yeah. Just to make a point. It's just like everything happens for a reason, but this cake is really fucking good. So good, she needs to go to the bathroom and give him a big cake. That's like, and the reason they get the Keymaker is because his missus got the shits. Because he's getting a BJ in the bathroom. That's true. Hey, that's what happens. Yeah. Get rid of the lipstick, dude. Come on. But yeah, no, I mean, I think, I enjoy it. And this is why, going back to why I gave Reloaded 4, I think it's just because I love that movie for what it is. I like the spectacle of it. Hasn't held up as well, considering the age of it now. Like you said, like the Burly Ball was amazing until I look at it now, and it is, there's just more things you notice. And again, maybe it's different from what we do every week as we watch movies and not critical as much, but we look at it with a different lens, right? And maybe that's why it was like, it was always a bit but it was still awesome because it is what it is at that point in time, right? But now it's like, movies do things sometimes better, sometimes worse with CGI. It depends on the movie and how it's made, but they were amazing. And I think I like the spectacle of Reloaded, and that's why, and it always just has a spot for me. That's why I probably rated it higher than it's probably worth. It's just because I enjoy it, and it's a guilty pleasure to watch because it's just like, there's some cool shit in it. Neo does some cool shit.
It's not as if.
No, I'm never watching Reloaded ever again. No, I'd do what Rich did though. I'd probably do what Rich did. I'd try and watch them as close together, if not like in a row, and just see what it looks like that way. Like not the first one. I don't think you need the first one to put into it, but to to take these two in more so is watch them back to back.
Yeah.
And again, like I said, Animatrix made a difference, especially the beginning of it. Like I said, the end was just, they just went a bit crazy with the story in there, which again, all sort of tied in, but it was like, okay. But the first three at least had points to it. Kid's story obviously makes more sense, like Rich said at the end. Why he's there, why Neo does that. You saved yourself. Again, we know he saved himself by unplugging himself some way.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah. And the detective one was good because at least it's a little bit of Trinity story as well. And that was well shot as well.
And it kind of sort of goes back to the original Matrix, like the noir parts, you know.
Yeah.
The whole old school detective thing. You know,
the
whole look.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. I think we made it through everything.
Damn.
We did a bit. we did like normal. Boys, any final thoughts on the Matrix sequels? Anything else you wanted to bring up? Anything else you wanted to talk about? Any last thoughts around it all?
I'm done, I think.
Shouldn't have looked at the time, man. You should have not looked at the clock and gone, oh. Rich, anything you got, man?
We didn't go through the fan fiction and fan theory that this is a sequel to the Terminator.
Yeah.
What? Okay, I do not know this one.
It's out there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, the machines take over, and then there's a war between the machines, and then we back in the sky.
Keeps different.
Back in the
You
sky.
reckon this is in between?
Yeah.
No, they say. So the fan theories and fan fiction say that when they did the nuclear bombs and in Terminator, that's kind of darkening the sky.
Right.
So that kind of aspect, and then obviously it's mankind killing themselves, and John Connor is considered as the one in the real world, kind of.
Another savior. The original savior.
The original one. Yeah. So it's kind of interesting. I know it's full of shit, but yeah, it's kind of interesting.
That's a mad one. I'm going to go down that rabbit hole. Who knows what we're going to talk about next week? Wow. That's an awesome one.
Terminator.
Another AI.
Such a
time travel. That's even going more of a rabbit hole.
Good one. That is such a good one. All right, we got to think this through. You can't give us ideas at the last minute that sound really, really good. All right, everyone. Well, that is our thoughts around Matrix Reloaded, Matrix Revolutions, and the Animatrix. Again, thank you everyone for watching. Really appreciate everyone's time and giving us the time to go through our thoughts and opinions around the Matrix. Oh, let's do it quick. Boys, what you been watching? I know we've all been watching the Matrix. Rich, what are we up to in the MCU, man?
Where am I up to in the MCU? We watched. Did we watch Doctor Strange?
Oh, cool.
Doctor Strange, I believe.
Nice,
yeah, so we watched Doctor Strange in Multiverse of Madness. That's great. Also, again, we watched all the Matrix movies. Did go another Matrix, The Commando, John Matrix. Gave it a watch the other day.
I was trying to figure out why you were watching Matrix. Watching Commando. That's okay. That's a great tie-in.
Nice,
good tie-in. And I watched the movie. I watched the drama with my wife. That's a movie.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know what to think about it, but if you know what the drama is about, it kind of gives away the whole movie. Kind of one of those kind of movies. So it's better to go in and watching this movie with a clean slate. Don't know what's going on, what it's about.
Okay.
And then it starts talking about what the drama is, and then everything goes. Yeah.
I don't even know what we're talking about. Okay, it's a good movie. Okay.
It's a Zendaya movie with Robert.
Not
Pattinson.
watching it. Done. No more Zendaya this year except for Brand New Day and all the other Spider-Man and Dune and what else she in?
And Odyssey.
She's probably in Doomsday, Odyssey. Shit. Might have to watch it then. Zendaya's in every movie I want to watch this year. Fuck.
She's in everything.
A lot of them. Andy, what you been watching, man?
What's the few
Besides
things?
the Matrix.
Yeah. I watched Salem's Lot. I got the 4K of that, and I liked it. I really liked it. The 4K quality is fucking amazing on that. Long. I watched Dunkirk as well. I had parents around, and I wanted to show off that movie. And there's been a lot of negative Christopher Nolan stuff around Odyssey, and I just think people need to settle the fuck down. I think thing, like a movie like Dunkirk, like it's going to be in good hands. Like Dunkirk is fucking amazing. So I gave it a 5. What else did I watch?
Oh, really?
Right. So yeah, I did. Yeah, it's an awesome movie.
Nice.
I watched fuck, I forgot the name of the it's so bad. It's late.
Project Hail Mary.
That's the one.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, so I enjoyed it. The first 40 minutes, I thought, I don't know, this is pretty much what I thought it was going to be, but definitely won me over. And I would rewatch it, sure. Yeah.
All right.
It's worth watching. It's weird. Like 10-year-old me would have fucking loved this movie. Kind of feels like out of place in this modern time. I don't know why. It just does. But it's a good movie. And I'd definitely
So that's a recommendation, Rich. We might have to watch that and do something, man.
Yeah, we have to.
We'll have to watch it and have a deep thought around that, so we can go to the people that told us we're silly because we do it look shit. If you don't know what we're talking about, we have a trailer reaction where we really don't like the look of the Project Hail Mary trailer. We don't hate it. We're just like, it looks like the dude's other books and The Martian. Same author.
There's more to it. It's actually pretty good.
Okay.
Like it's. I don't know if it's like the best movie ever made. Everyone makes it out to be, but it's definitely.
No, everyone loves the book, man. And no one actually had seen the movie when they all commented about how much we don't know. They hadn't watched it. They just went, "Oh, the book's amazing." It's like, but we're not reading the book, motherfuckers. We're looking at the movie. But Gosling, he's all right. Gosling's a champ. He makes awesome movies. We need to do a Ryan.
He sure
Gosling
does.
Yeah, so that's it. That's what I'm doing.
Oh yeah, I think we will do a reaction because I think I'd like to do it with Rich and me watching it as well. Maybe have a chat about it. But I'm going to ask, what'd you give it? What did you give it?
I gave it 3.5, but that's
okay, but that's good for you.
Yeah.
That's in the decent range. That's not a movie that you find okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I felt something when I watched
I understand his rating more than most people do because if he says 3.5, 4, it's actually amazing. It's just not the greatest movie ever made. Okay. All right. Yeah, no, as soon as you said you watched it, I was like, do I just rent it? And then I went, I'm not paying that for that. I'll wait until it's free on streaming. I'm not paying $24 for it to rent and $26 to buy on a streaming service. I'll wait. But yeah, okay. No, food for thought, man. I'm interested. I didn't watch shit. I watched the Matrix movies, and that was it. That was my week. I was just like, I thought about watching many things, and sleep went. Sleep is a good thing. I just fell asleep, so I didn't get to watch anything I wanted to watch this week, except for the Matrix ones, which I did. But again, enjoyed the shit out of them. No, like I said, we've talked about these movies for like almost 5 hours. So again, you can tell we enjoy them, and we obviously have our thoughts, but as a collective, we've almost done 5 hours of the Matrix. So enjoyed him very much. All right, everyone. Well, that is us for another week. Again, really appreciate everyone coming and joining us. If you would like to subscribe, comment, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all those good things. Again, leave a comment in the descriptions below so we can have a conversation. Again, there is a Buy Us Coffee link as well. Really appreciate everyone joining us for a Matrix hindsight, entering the Matrix. We'll figure out a cool name for it. But again, really want to thank everyone for joining us. Again, next week, hopefully, we'll be able to play a little bit of the First Light 007 IO interactive game. Hopefully, still can't tell what day it releases. I think it releases on Tuesday, so we'll be able to play it when we actually record our podcast. So hopefully we will. If not, we'll figure out something. But again, that is the plan for next week. Again, everyone, thank you for your time and have a really good week. We'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye all.
Boy.